drive. Harper's breaking away.
It's a madhouse at Candlestick.
That's a mere sampling of the legacy of 49ers Cowboys. On so many levels, it just doesn't get much better than these two teams facing off. From a historical standpoint, players involved, even the uniform matchup screams classic NFL. It's a rivalry that spanned 6 decades, including Dallas's inaugural season of 1960. So what were the defining moments of this rich series? Taking a walk through time, there are moments you've surely seen 100 times over.
He throws into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown!
And a few you probably haven't.
Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
All of which have helped build the aura around these teams for decades. With that, here are the top 10 moments in 49ers Cowboys history.
The fake reverse. Staubach back, lays it up. It should be easy.
Yeah.
Tony Dorsett.
We start in an era when the Cowboys were yet to become America's team, and the 49ers were in the dumps. In 1977, Tom Landry's Dallas team was on its way to winning their second Super Bowl title with the game's best quarterback, at least at that time, Roger Staubach. For a team that had lost in the playoffs 4 of the 5 previous seasons, getting home field would be paramount. Standing in their way, the 5-7 49ers and a cast-off quarterback, Jim Plunkett. What a fun game.
3rd and 14. Going for Washington again. Oh, got it. Dean Washington took it away from Mark Washington.
Staubach's passer rating that night, 151.3. Plunkett's was 122.6. Those are in the days when an 80 passer rating was great. And it wasn't the only time a quarterback went off in this series either. Don Meredith threw for 460 yards in 1963 on the Niners. And that would be like throwing for 700 now. Let's move on a couple of decades.
Under the rush by Stubblefield, another rush, and now down he goes. Stubblefield was there first.
Quarterback play, backup quarterback play that is, was defined in the 1993 NFC Championship game. The Cowboys were defending their Super Bowl crown, trying to move past the 49ers in the championship game for the second straight year. All was going well for Dallas until Troy Aikman went down.
I saw Norv Turner, the offensive coordinator, and he had this list of plays that he was looking at before he went into the game. And I said, "What's that list?" And he said, "That's Bernie's list." And I said, "What do you mean, Bernie's list?" And he says, "Well, before the game, Bernie gives me a list of the plays that he thinks are the best plays against that defense. So I'll bet you Norv has Bernie's list right now, and I bet you those are the plays he's calling."
They're working right now, 3rd and 4.
It's a good-looking list.
Everybody got back. No flags. Hozar. Quickly to Harper. Harper's gone.
Did you know the Cowboys and 49ers have played 6 times in the NFC Championship, including the first ever NFC Championship in 1970? Dallas upended San Francisco and MVP quarterback John Brodie that day. 10 years later, the 49ers were hesitant to play a future league MVP, Joe Montana. It took a colossal blowout from the Cowboys to push Bill Walsh into going with his young quarterback over Steve DeBerg. It came during the 1980 season and remains one of the more lopsided defeats in the history of this series.
Hit as he lets it go. It's intercepted again.
That was ugly. But Dallas and San Francisco have seen their fair share of blowouts. In fact, the very next season, rookie safety Ronnie Lott helped the upstart Niners even the score, blowing out Dallas at Candlestick. By 1995, the Cowboys would be the big dog in the NFL again, boasting the best record in the NFC at 8-1, with the limping 49ers coming to Texas Stadium. They had signed Deion Sanders a month prior, right out from the rival Niners. Sanders had been integral in San Francisco's win over Dallas in the previous year's NFC Championship. Making matters worse for the Niners, they would be without reigning league MVP Steve Young. It didn't matter.
Gerback to throw. Over the middle. It is caught. Here's Rice. He's off and running. He's to the 40. They can't catch him. He'll beat them all. Touchdown 49ers!
Now, this isn't the first time that injuries have made their mark on this great rivalry. Dallas's Walt Garrison played in the '70 NFC title game with a broken collarbone. Yet the most poignant moment in regards to playing through injury came decades later, when Tony Romo courageously played through cracked ribs and a punctured lung against the Jim Harbaugh-led 49ers. That San Fran defense in 2011 featured, just a couple of good players. Justin Smith, Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Aldon Smith, Dante Whitner. Let's just say they were pretty good. So was number 9 in white.
They're going to go for the big hit down the middle. Oh, my goodness. Jesse Holley is tackled inside the 5, all the way down to the 1. 77 yards. Dallas rallies from 10 back in the fourth quarter to win in overtime.
Romo's effort was fantastic. The most famous injury in this historic clash was hands down, or fingers down, in 1985. Ronnie Lott made a routine tackle on Cowboys fullback Timmy Newsome that nearly took off his finger. Lott decided to do just that, amputating a portion of his pinky after the season to reduce rehabilitation time for the next year. Postseason play has always been synonymous with Cowboys 49ers, but never more so than in 1994, when the two best teams in the NFL met in the NFC Championship game for the third straight season. Sports Illustrated called it the real Super Bowl. It was. Dallas fell behind 21-0 before roaring back to make it 38-28 on their way to another touchdown drive.
2nd and 10 at the San Francisco 43. AIKMAN again will have to throw, and does, and goes deep. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Michael Irvin. Deion Sanders is with him.
And he had Deion on that one. The whole Cowboys sideline is looking for a penalty on this one. See, he gets his left hand in there.
Was that the most controversial call in the history of this matchup? No question. Were there worse throws? Maybe. Worse offensive line play? Definitely. Worse calls? No way. The most controversial celebration in a 49ers-Cowboys game is equally inarguable. It came in 2000. Ironically, from a man who would, star for both franchises.
Garcia off the play fake, rolling right, has the touchdown. Terrell Owens. Where's he going?
Right to the center of the stadium.
Right to the Dallas Cowboys logo. Evan Smith. Touchdown. He's going to the center of the field, too. Takes one out of the Terrell Owens book and glances over to the 49ers sideline.
I like the challenge. You gotta love the spirit of Evan Smith.
He said, "This is our logo.
This is our house."
Terrell Owens, leaping catch, right corner, touchdown, San Francisco.
He's going to the star. He's going to the star.
He's going to do it again.
Oh, and somebody's coming over.
To tackle him. Look at this.
Oh, no way. George Teague comes over and hits Terrell Owens.
Oh, man, I have never seen anything like that.
Teague's hit was maybe the coolest moment ever delivered by a safety in this series. Come to think of it, when it comes to Cowboys 49ers, safeties have had a huge impact, literally. Defense was the theme of the day for the 49ers in December of 1972. San Francisco lost the NFC Championship game to the dreaded Cowboys in both 70 and 71. The 49ers were ahead 28-13 late in the third quarter of the divisional round. Dallas coach Tom Landry pulls the plug on starter Craig Morton and jumpstarts an NFL legend.
STAUBACH looks and throws. Touchdown into the end zone. Dallas will kick off. Onside kick. And it was in the midfield stripe, and the Cowboys have recovered the football. The throw is into the end zone, and it's a touchdown to the tight end. The Dallas Cowboys have taken the lead for the first time this afternoon.
20 years after what was one of the greatest playoff games in NFL history, the Cowboys and 49ers authored another classic. Young, Waters, Rathman, Rice, and Taylor versus AIKMAN, Smith, Irvin, Novacek, and the Moose Two of the league's most dynamic offenses would go toe-to-toe to see who would move on to the Super Bowl. Yet it was none of those big names who would go streaking down the sideline to seal the deal on this day.
1st and 10, Dallas. Smith and Johnston behind Aikman. Aikman quickly. The pass to Harper. Harper off to the races. They're going to run him down, however. At about the 9-yard line, Dana Hall.
That was a heck of a call. That was a heck of a throw by Troy Aikman. Everyone had to do it. Someone had to call it, but the other guys had to make it go. Watch Alvin Harper. He's out here. He's going to come up, then he's going to come to the inside on a slant. The ball was right there, thrown perfectly. Don Griffin, who was covering him, fell down, and then Harper was off to the races.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
The 1992 NFC Championship was not the only time that a wide receiver made their mark in this series. Jerry Rice's touchdown right before half in the '94 title game was the perfect throw and catch. Michael Irvin destroyed the 49ers the year before in the regular season. And a number 88 made the game-winning catch to cap off Staubach's comeback in '72. And it wasn't Drew Pearson, or Michael Irvin, or Des Bryant. Nope, that's little-known Ron Sellers. Oh, and then there was this guy.
He's going to run up the field, then he'll give him a move to the inside post, now back to the corner, now he's going to go back again. Now watch it, it's over that shoulder, now he turns his head and catches it over the inside shoulder.
Dwight Clark made plenty of big catches against the Cowboys. In 1981, he led the NFC in that category, teaming with Joe Montana to help Bill Walsh's 49ers go 13-3. San Francisco made the playoffs 3 times before the '81 NFC Championship game, and were bounced by Dallas on every occasion. So with the final seconds ticking down to Super Bowl 16, and the Cowboys ahead again, Dwight Clark delivered a picture in time.
3rd and 3. Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Caught him! Dwight Clark! It's a madhouse at Candlestick with 51 seconds left.
The NFL's next dynasty was born with this top moment in 49ers Cowboys history.